First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. We will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Suspected cartel gunmen open fire at Border Patrol agents at U.S. Mexico border. Mexican military vehicles spotted. Mexican cartel exchange fire with U.S. Border Patrol agents amid President Trump's immigration crackdown. Smugglers toss spikes to disable Border Patrol vehicles in pursuit. Mexican drug cartels planting explosives along the Texas border. Humvees, Chinooks, at the U.S. Mexico border. Pentagon deploys 1,500 active duty troops to U.S. Mexico border. Trump directs Guantanamo Bay to be prepared to host up to 30,000 migrants. Senator Britt reintroducing $25 billion border wall act. U.S. Mexico border wall construction restarts. The U.S. Mexico border is vast, stretching 1,933 miles from the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, California, to the Gulf of Mexico near Brownsville, Texas. This massive boundary runs through deserts, mountains, and cities, each with its own unique challenges. The border wall starts in San Diego and moves eastward into Arizona, cutting through the Yuma Desert and rugged Sonoran terrain. It then crosses New Mexico's Chihuahuan Desert before reaching Texas. And in Texas, the wall winds through urban hubs like El Paso, Del Rio, and Laredo, meeting the natural barrier of the Rio Grande River. Near the Gulf of Mexico, fences mix with natural obstacles in the Rio Grande Valley. By January 2025, the Trump administration has built over 450 miles of the wall, targeting areas known for unauthorized crossings and smuggling. The goal? To complete the wall across the entire border, with a focus on urban zones and well-known smuggling routes. But what makes these regions so critical? What is it about these stretches of land that draw such high numbers of crossings and smuggling attempts? To understand the reality at the border, let's explore the key hotspots where migration and illicit activities are at their highest. San Diego, California, a focal point for migration because of its location next to Tijuana, one of Mexico's busiest metropolitan areas. Over the years, this region has seen waves of migrants from countries like Colombia, Cuba, and Venezuela. And by April 2024, San Diego became the busiest crossing corridor. Tucson Sector, Arizona. The harsh desert landscape offers natural concealment, making it a favored corridor for smugglers. It's dangerous, yet migration persists. Between 2020 and mid-2024, Arizona accounted for nearly 19% of all border encounters nationwide. El Paso, Texas. This urban setting sits across from Ciudad Juarez, a heavily populated Mexican city. This setup creates various crossing opportunities, especially in spots where border infrastructure is weaker. The numbers don't lie. El Paso consistently reports high apprehension rates, making it a major hotspot for crossings. Del Rio, Texas. The river crossings here are shallow and some areas lack strong border fortifications, making unauthorized entry much easier. One of the most striking moments in recent border history? 2021, when thousands of Haitian migrants gathered under the Del Rio International Bridge, triggering a humanitarian crisis. Rio Grande Valley, Texas. The winding Rio Grande River and dense vegetation provide perfect cover for those attempting to cross. And with its proximity to major highways, migrants can quickly disperse into the U.S. interior. Did you know? In 2022, Texas saw the highest number of crossings, with nearly 1.4 million migrants attempting to enter. In 2022, the U.S. Border Patrol recorded over 2.2 million migrant encounters, marking an all-time high. Timeline of U.S. Mexico border wall construction. The history of the U.S. Mexico border wall is filled with twists, turns, and political showdowns. Imagine standing at the border decades ago when just a few miles of fencing separated the two nations. Over time, what started as a simple barrier evolved into one of the most debated and costly security projects in modern history. But how did we get here? Over the decades, administrations have taken different approaches. some reinforcing existing barriers, others expanding the project, while some focused on alternative measures. But how did it all begin? In the early 1990s, border security became a growing concern. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush authorized the construction of a 14-mile fence near San Diego, one of the busiest crossing points. As illegal immigration increased, President Bill Clinton took further action in 1996, signing the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act. This led to more fencing in urban areas like El Paso and Nogales. By 2000, the total fencing spanned about 50 miles. September 11, 2001 reshaped America's approach to national security. Border control became a top priority. By the mid-2000s, illegal border crossings and security concerns led to a more aggressive approach. In 2005, the Department of Homeland Security under President George W. Bush expanded the border fence. The most significant push came in 2006, when the Secure Fence Act mandated 700 miles of fencing. By 2009, nearly 500 miles had been completed. When President Obama took office, the fencing project continued, reaching 654 miles, though his administration emphasized technological surveillance and border patrols over new construction. The 2010s brought another shift. From 2010 to 2016, fencing expansions slowed as surveillance technology and patrols took priority. Then, in 2017, President Donald Trump reignited efforts. He signed Executive Order 13767, calling for a contiguous physical wall along the border. Congress allocated $2.5 billion for upgrades in 2018 and 2019, leading to the construction of 130 miles of new and replacement fencing. As the 2020s arrived, border policy became even more contentious. By 2020, Trump had completed 450 miles of new barriers, using emergency funds to bypass congressional opposition. However, in 2021, President Joe Biden halted new construction, allowing only necessary repairs. Yet by 2023, high migration numbers pushed Biden's administration to approve limited new fencing in key high-traffic areas. As of January 2025, the border wall remains incomplete. In a recent speech at his Doral Resort in Miami, President Donald Trump urged Congress to pass a bill increasing funding for border security, emphasizing the need for financial support to permanently restore and secure the United States' sovereign borders. Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security has started filling existing gaps in the border wall with concrete and steel sections. In parallel, the 119th Congress has introduced H.R. 163, a bill aimed at immediately resuming construction of the border wall system to strengthen security and enforce immigration laws. The border wall project has restarted, emerging as one of the most ambitious security infrastructure initiatives in modern history. With billions of dollars being funneled into this project, the sheer scale of spending is staggering. The cost is set to rise even further as construction resumes at an unprecedented pace. But will this massive investment create an impenetrable barrier? Or will history repeat itself with new ways to circumvent it? The cost and materials behind the border wall. The price of securing the border has been a constant topic of debate. Since 2007, the U.S. has spent approximately $12.2 billion on border barrier construction. But hold on, estimates for completing the project vary widely. Some project the final cost at $25 billion, while studies, including one from MIT, suggest it could be as high as $40 billion. The border wall is designed to be a formidable barrier against unauthorized crossings. It consists of steel bollards, thick, concrete-filled vertical posts standing up to 30 feet high. These bollards are spaced closely enough to prevent individuals from slipping through, but allow border agents visibility to the other side. Reinforced concrete foundations provide stability, making it extremely difficult to topple or dismantle the structure. Anti-climb metal plates are installed on top of many sections to prevent scaling attempts. To enhance security, the wall is integrated with advanced surveillance systems, including high-resolution cameras, motion sensors, and infrared detection. These allow Border Patrol to monitor movements in real time and respond swiftly to any breach attempts. As the border wall rises, so does its staggering price tag. Billions are being poured into construction, yet the financial burden of illegal immigration on the U.S. economy is even greater. What costs more in the long run? Building a physical barrier or handling the economic impact of undocumented migration? The answer isn't simple, and the debate continues. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. A 2023 report from the Federation for American Immigration Reform estimated that illegal immigration imposes a net annual cost of approximately $150.7 billion on U.S. taxpayers. This number comes after subtracting the estimated $32 billion in taxes paid by illegal immigrants from the total cost of $182 billion in government services. Meanwhile, the Center for Immigration Studies, CIS, reported in 2024 that illegal immigrants are a net fiscal drain. They receive more in public services than they contribute in taxes. This imbalance is largely due to lower average education levels, leading to lower earnings and higher eligibility for government assistance programs. The financial strain remains a contentious issue, and it's fueling ongoing debates about border security and immigration policies. The border wall is seen by some as a shield protecting the nation, and by others as a futile blockade against those seeking a better life. But can steel and concrete truly stop the forces of desperation, determination, and hope? The U.S. loses billions annually due to undocumented immigration, yet those same workers form a critical backbone in industries like agriculture, construction, and services. In New York alone, an estimated 42,300 undocumented restaurant workers and 48,500 construction workers keep the economy running. In 2022, illegal migrants in New York State contributed $3.1 billion in state and local taxes. The question remains, does their economic contribution offset the financial strain on government resources? The border wall, while a physical deterrent, has its limits. History shows that no barrier is impenetrable. If a 30-foot wall is built, someone will find a way over, under, or around it. Smugglers have adapted with tunnels, ladders, and cutting tools. The humanitarian cost is also high, with many migrants forced to attempt crossings through deadly deserts, risking their lives to seek a better future. Yet the wall plays a role in slowing down illegal crossings, giving law enforcement more time to respond. But does physical infrastructure truly address the root causes of migration? The problem persists, despite decades of political promises, policy shifts, and billions spent on border security. Many experts argue that a more effective approach lies in comprehensive immigration reform, balancing enforcement with legal pathways for work and residency. Without this, the cycle of illegal immigration will likely continue no matter how high the wall is built. So, what do you think? Can the border wall truly stop illegal immigration? Or is it just a costly symbol of a larger, unresolved issue? And with President Trump back in office, can he finally complete what he started? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this discussion insightful, share this video with your friends and family. Let's get the conversation going. And if you want to explore more massive undertakings shaping the world, subscribe to Megaprojects Uncovered. Your support helps us bring you in-depth coverage of the world's most ambitious projects. Thanks for watching.